Good morning, everybody. Oh, I'm spelling things wrong today.
Special day, everybody. Very special day. You know what day it is today?
It's Boxing Day?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, it's
All
Boxing
right.
Day.
Yes. Welcome to the Sid and Sonia Show. Live from the Sid Fit Studios in Kitchener, Waterloo. You know where we are. This is the this is this is the K-Dub. This is like where we build champions. You know what I mean? This is it.
We have our guest is already here. Look at this.
He's on here, man.
I love it. It's so good. What's
Hey,
up, man?
how are you?
We are good. I have like a weird speaker thing today.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. It's just my phone has decided that it's going to do the quiet thing.
Very faint.
There we go. Okay, we should be good now, I think.
All right. Let's see. All right. Thanks for joining us. Let me see. We hear him now?
Are you?
Yeah, can you hear me?
No,
So
it's quiet
quiet.
again.
Quiet still?
I know he's not that quiet.
I
He's not a
know.
quiet
He's
guy.
not a quiet guy.
He's got like 9 KOs.
I know.
This guy.
I know, right?
Here,
I love it.
Steve, I'll be back.
What, sorry? Oh, I think, he's going to come back and see. There we go.
he's
Okay.
back. Yeah.
I like that. That's good. That's good. All right.
Yeah.
So how was your
Awesome.
holiday there, Sid?
Well, it was very good. I took the time to read a book,
You read what did you read?
Elite Boxing by DJ Cortez.
Oh, okay. I have that at home to read.
Yeah. A good read.
Is it? Okay.
All right,
I'm
what about now?
excited. I'm going to have to read it when I'm away.
Oh, yeah.
That's
you
my
gotta do
plan.
that.
That's
You
my
good
plan.
now?
There we go. Still quiet.
That's okay.
That's okay. We'll
You know-
make it work.
You better believe it.
We'll just come closer to
Yeah,
you,
we're gonna
man.
come
It's all
closer.
good. It's all good.
Yeah. So, good. So, are you trained today? Is today a training
Yeah.
day?
Yeah, I'm back in California. I do my camps in California in Oxnard. And
Okay.
yeah, today's training day. So I got to train in a few hours and then I'll come back, rest, and then I got to train again tonight around 4:30 my time.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, because you had said you're out in California?
Yeah. Yeah, I've been doing my camps out here since 2019. And then when COVID happened, I came home and then I had my injury. And then I came back out here as soon as possible when I was recovering.
Nice.
back in 2022.
You're fully recovered from your injury?
Yeah, we're there. We're like almost 100%.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Good stuff. You know what I'm thinking? Do you want me to grab my phone and go try my phone, go live on my phone?
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
I'll check from your phone.
All right, you stay here.
Okay.
Grab my phone.
Okay.
That's what
We're gonna
we
do that. Yeah, my phone's been having like this weird glitch thing lately. Facebook calls, anything really that you have to make a phone call for, and then it just does the phone speaker. It's been very annoying for me.
Yeah.
But so you are with Lee Baxter Management Promotions?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's awesome. And you just had the fight out in Niagara Falls. It was May 25th, I believe it was, wasn't it?
May, was it the 25th? I can't remember. I
think it was, yeah. I know that was I was trying to get out to that one, and then I just could not make it happen with kids and life,
Yeah.
and I was like, man.
That's all.
The Niagara shows are usually a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, it was good. We had a tough time getting an opponent for that fight, so it was tough. Because I jumped on short notice to that show. I wasn't gonna fight him.
I was going to say, I didn't see a lot of the promotion with you on it leading up, and then all of a sudden it was, bam, you were on the promotion, you were on the fight, and I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah. It was like we had like 4-week notice, not even, and then I decided to hop on it. But I think we're gonna fight end of June.
Good stuff.
This month. So, but yeah, next time I think we're gonna be back in Niagara around October. So
Oh, that'll be
yeah,
good.
we'll have we're gonna do a big fight in the end of October or beginning of October. Sorry.
I'll keep my eyes out for that one, because October is definitely more attainable for me. There we go. Hi, Sid.
Hey, do you
Can you
want
hear me better?
This is much louder. Yeah, I don't want. If I shut mine off, will you stay?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh. Okay, we're gonna see. All right, Josh, I'm gonna leave here for a second
You can just mute
and see
yourself.
if we can do this.
If you mute your phone.
Just mute yourself. You said just mute yourself.
Oh yeah, I could do that.
I'm moving away.
Okay,
There we go.
I'm muted.
Perfect.
Alright.
Let's switch up.
So you guys can hear me?
Yeah, man. Much better. All right. Technical difficulties taken care
Oh,
of.
look at my beautiful mermaid bottle.
Boom. All right.
Oh, you know, we can do the double angle day.
So, talk to me a little bit about, I mean, you're from Niagara Falls originally,
Yeah.
right? Amateur career. What was your amateur career like?
It was pretty active. I won nationals twice, uh, once as a junior and then once as a youth. And then I turned senior and I won provincials that year. It was my first year senior. I think I was only 17 or 18. And I won
Nice.
provincials that year pretty easily. And then I went into nationals and I made it to the finals. And I lost in the finals in Quebec to a guy from Quebec who was 26 or 27 at the time. Lost a split decision, and then I decided to turn pro right after that. I didn't want to wait around any longer. I don't know. Canadian boxing was kind of weird back then with Quebec guys, so I didn't want to stick around and waste my time for another Olympics. But that was the 2016 year the qualifier for the 2016 Olympics in Rio.
So you pretty much turned pro at 19?
Yeah, I turned pro. It was like end of 2017. I think I had my first pro fight. It was like December 2017, and yeah, I was young. I was 19. I think I was 19. Yeah.
Nice. So you knew right away, like, when did you know that pro boxing was something that you wanted to do? Like, was that the amateurs? You're like, okay, I know one day I'm going to be a pro, or?
Yeah, in the amateurs, I always had more of a pro style, and then as a young kid, I always just was like, if I'm gonna do this, I want to do it proper. And I was in MMA first when I was young, and then I went one day in the gym when I was watching like Mayweather coming up. He was fighting Mosley and all that stuff, and I was like, man, I don't think these UFC guys make much money. So I checked what Mayweather was making, and I checked what the UFC guys were making. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna
Smart.
switch.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna switch fully to boxing, and I like boxing a lot more. I wasn't big on the ground game and MMA and all that stuff. So once I started, boxing, and I realized that I want to turn pro and win a world title and fight at the top level. But my trainer at the time, Chris Johnson, back when we were at that senior nationals, I was training with Chris Johnson, and he really wanted me to turn pro, and I wanted to too. So we turned pro. If I could go back in time, hindsight 2020, I don't think I would have turned pro that young, but I don't regret it now.
Nice. So you said you came from an MMA background. So does that mean you have, were you a wrestler, jiu-jitsu? Were you like Muay Thai? What was your background
I was
like?
just a kid. I was just a kid. I was only like 11, so
Oh,
I was young. So we were just doing everything. That's what I watched UFC, and that's what made me want to fight. So I was like, I went to a gym. It was called Fight Club Canada, and
yeah.
they had everything, like from BJJ to Muay Thai, all that stuff, boxing. So I would do like all the classes. We do like BJJ for an hour, and then Muay Thai for an hour, and then boxing or whatever. It was all like within like the same week, right? They would change up the classes, and then Billy Irwin was training there, so he was boxing, and then he was kind of veering all the guys, like trying to like get everyone to fight amateur, right? So then once I took my first fight in boxing and all that stuff, and I started thinking about it, I just stuck with boxing. So I didn't really get much of a background in MMA. I was just a kid.
Nice. Well, I mean, already, I mean, when you're talking about Billy Irwin, Chris Johnson, I mean, some of your early influences in boxing are some of like the legends of Canadian amateur and professional boxing. So, I mean, who else have you worked with then?
Uh, Mike Strange a little bit when I was a kid. Mike was
Yeah.
always in and out of the gym, so that's another Olympian, three-time Olympian. And then so I was with Billy for my early career, and then I went to Chris for my later amateur career, and then Chris turned me pro. And then Chris and I had 3 pro fights together, and then now I'm with Marco Contreras out here in Oxnard. He's the trainer of Alex Vojic, the former WBC world champion, and Egis Klavkis, Knee Machine. He's ranked, I think,
Mm-hmm.
number 7 with WBC right now. But I've been with Marco since 2019, so I think we've had quite a few fights now since my 4th pro fight. So
Yeah. What do you think? Like, what is Marco's? What has he added mostly to your career? Like, what have you seen in terms of your change and development that he's added?
he's made me like a boxer puncher. I move a lot more. I move a lot better in my hips. I'm not as stiff. I'm punching a lot harder. Um, Yeah, he's got a lot of experience with that. But yeah, in boxing, he made me a boxing puncher.
Now, when you say boxer puncher, do you think has that mostly come because your mentality has changed, or is there something technically that's changed to develop you into a boxer puncher?
It was technical. I used to be really tight with my hips. I used to be really short. When I had a lot of my amateur fights, I was like 5 foot. I was like a kid. I was really young, and
Right.
when I was grade 9 of high school, I was only 5 foot, like 1. And I
Yeah.
thought I was gonna be short my whole life. And then I had Billy's style. So you know Billy's style if you're familiar with it. He fights
Yep.
in the pocket, right?
Liver.
Yeah, I was just used to fighting in the pocket and body punching. And then when I met Chris, I hit like a growth spurt right before I met Chris, and I ended up being 6 feet tall. This was like from like grade 10 of school to grade 12. I like hit this growth spurt. And then I was like awkward, right? Because I wasn't used to my body. So
Insane.
Chris kind of was getting me out of that fighting in the pocket and get my jab a lot better. And then we had a lot of time to work, but not enough time. And then once I went with Marco had me moving my hips a lot more and moving my head and getting used to being on the outside a lot more. But I still go on the inside when the time's right. But
Right?
Okay, hold on a second here. You're a welterweight.
no, originally I'm a 140, but in Ontario I fight at welterweight because like what we do in September, my fight was at 142, so I made 142 morning of, and my fight in December was 145, and then this past fight because we switched opponents like 5 times and the guy only had like a day notice, we did that fight at like 149. So
Wow.
but I was ready to make 144 for that fight. That's what I thought it was supposed to be at. I make that easy. Like I made 142 easy morning of. So originally I am supposed to be a what do you call it, super lightweight.
Okay. And is that the end of your growth spurt? Are you 6 feet tall? Is that
Yeah.
is that it?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done growing. I'm 25 now.
So
That's a lot.
I'm up big
so just for the fans out there watching, like I'm 5'10" and a half, and I fought at 168.
Yeah.
And he's 6
Right?
feet tall, fighting at 145-ish. And he's knocking people out.
Yeah.
So, not sitting under doing this.
It's not like a one-off knockout.
Wow.
We're talking like 9 knockouts out of 11 fights.
Okay, all right. So now we're talking.
Yeah.
Leverage then. Is that something that you find that has really helped you develop that? Like, where do you develop your power from? Is it your feet? Is it like how? Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you develop your power from?
I think it's more so the way I use my leverage, like my whole body weight and everything with my hips, the way I turn my punches over. I always hit hard when I was a kid. Like I remember in the amateurs, I think I went like from like being a young kid to like my first 20 fights, I think they were all stoppages. I don't think I went to decision much.
Wow.
I just remember being like I was a hard puncher then as a little kid, and I remember like my punches were like thudding punches, being like 13, 14, 15, like, and these kids, usually when you watch an amateur fight, they're not hitting that hard, right? But you could hear my shots when I would hit kids and stuff. And most of the time it was just like a stoppage in the amateurs. It was pretty easy for me going through it all. But now, I use a lot of this leverage and the way I turn my punches over with my hip movement and my footwork. I think I hit pretty hard. I've been told I hit hard. I've been told by welterweights that I hit really hard. So that's a good sign.
That is a good sign. I'm sorry.
Well,
I feel it. I feel it.
sparring partners. Is that a tough thing for you then to find quality sparring partners, or is that something that you have in abundance of?
Yeah, we got an abundance out here. We got every if we want a different guy every day or different 3 guys every day, you can get out here. But
See, and that's
within
a
the
huge
gym,
difference when you cross the border is you definitely have more options, I think.
Good sparring.
Yeah.
yeah, it depends on who I'm fighting and whatever I need. It's like when I was fighting Leonardo Tyner back in December. Leonardo's short, so but we had short guys, so it was pretty easy to find sparring. And then in September, I fought a guy that was actually 6'1". He was an inch taller than me, Jesus Solis, and we had sparring for that too. So at 140, that was when we fought at 142. He made the weight easy too, so it was like, it's weird though. That was a weird fight. I didn't think I would ever fight a guy taller than me.
Taller than you. Yeah. Wow.
Well, I think the box rec said he was like 5'8" or something like that. So we weren't even,
Oh my
when
gosh.
he came out, when we were at the weigh-in, I was like looking at him, I was like, thank God I've been sparring some tall guys out here.
Did you find though that opened up different opportunities for different punches for you, finding somebody taller than you?
Yeah, yeah. That was like that was my toughest fight by far.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, he was only 3-0 at the time. I was only 6-0. So I won't get credit yet until he starts beating more guys for that win. But yeah, I learned lots. He had a quick jab and a good check left hook, and
Mm-hmm.
it was weird, right? Like, because usually I'm out of range for people with their right hands. He landed a right hand a few times on me where I thought I was out of range. So I learned a lot just from in that fight with range and all that stuff.
Is that something you would consider that you're getting better at, making adjustments during the fight?
Yeah, yeah, and that all comes with sparring and being out here and sparring guys with tons of experience. And yeah, you got to make adjustments because nothing's ever going to go as planned. I remember going back to the corner after that first round of the fight in September with Jesus and Marco, just going, okay, well, this guy's not going out easy. He's like, so you're in for it was a 6-round fight at the time. So he's like, you're gonna be in for a fight, bro. This guy came to fight, and I was like, yeah, but we were calm the whole time because I was in such good shape and I was prepared, so I wasn't too worried.
So talking about the corner work, is that something that you like? Do you have dialogue with your coach during the corner during the fight and the rounds?
Yeah, we got good chemistry. Like I trust him 100%, Marco. So whatever he's telling me to do, I know that's what's gonna work. And we never panic at all. I have my secondary trainer, Billy Martin, in there too. Billy fires me up. He's saying all the right things to keep you motivated.
Yeah.
He's always hyped up after every round. He's like jumping in the ring and yelling at you. Like, so it's like that. I love my corner chemistry. And then I got my boy in there that I grew up with, Mitch. So he's doing the same thing Billy's doing. Basically, he's hyping me up, and Billy throws in his details of what he wants me to do. Marco gives me the game plan, and then I could hear Billy throughout the fight. Marco's quiet, so I hear Billy more throughout in the rounds. Billy's yelling at me to do some shit. So
Nice.
I think I even heard that at the one fight. He's not quiet. He's not quiet. It's really
Who,
good because then you can
Billy?
hear him.
Yeah,
You can hear, yeah,
yeah, you
yeah.
need that, man.
Well, because it gets so loud, you can't always hear, right? So when those tips are coming through, you might be missing good stuff that you need to
Yeah.
hear. We do have one quick question here. Terrence Fowler says, "Are you sparring with smaller, faster guys or heavier, stronger sparring partners?"
It depends who we're fighting next. Right now, I'm sparring with welterweights and 140s, like true welterweights and 140s. So most of them are strong, but not too heavy. They're mostly faster. Maybe I might be getting rounds in with some good 147s this summer because we want to fight some tough fights, and we have something planned in August and then October and then December. So I'll be working with a heavier caliber group of guys leading up to those fights.
Pretty good.
Nice. Who's the most experienced fighter you've had the opportunity to get rounds with?
There's Mean Machine, I've worked with just once when I first came back after my injury. He was like one of the first guys to spar, but he took it easy on me and just moved around with me because I wasn't ready at the time to be in the ring with him. But Alex Bojic, he fights at 175. So we moved around because he was making his comeback. So he needed someone to work with. So obviously he was just touching and going easy on me while I was pushing him. And I was going 100%. And we did a lot of rounds leading up. That was back in December. We did a lot of rounds. But the one that I went full tilt with was back when I first came to Cali in 2019. I was like 21. And it was Alexander Vesputin. He was ranked I think he was with the WBA or something like that, ranked number 1. One of those titles he was ranked number 1 at the time with. And we went, and I met Marco. That was the first day I met Marco, and he's like, "You want to spar today?" They're testing me. I came from Vegas. I spent a month out in Miami. Then I was in Vegas for 2 weeks. And then I came out there. I was picking where I wanted to train. This was after Chris and I separated. And yeah, I was like, yeah, let's spar, whatever. Mark was like, well, what weight are you? At the time, I thought I was a 147. Meanwhile, I walked around at like 154. So like, I wasn't a 147, but I was like 147. So he's like, okay. He's like, this guy's here. I didn't know who Best Boom was, so I was like, all right, let's get in the ring. Right away, he hit me with an uppercut that broke. It must have broke my nose or it messed it up pretty good. But that was in the first round. But then after that, we did six or 8 hard rounds, like full tilt. And then after that, Marco was like, hey, you want to train here? I was like, yeah. All right, cool.
You survived that. You're
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
We'll take you on.
You going back to Canada? Or are you gonna stay? I was like, man, I'll stay if you guys want to train me. Like, I liked the gym at the time. That was called the Boxing Laboratory. They had Mean Machine. They had Alex. They had Loma would train there. They had Usyk. They had Kovalev. They had Best Putin. They had every like good Russian Ukrainian fighter was training there at the time, or Lithuanian, or like any of those countries. Like, but yeah, they had and then they had like the Kazakhstan national team, amateur team training there. Like there was so much sparring. We had 3 rings. It was like 12,000 square feet. The gym. It was huge. And yeah, that's when I decided to stay out there because like the sparring was just so good. The training was so good.
Awesome. Anything that you've learned? Because I know, like, when you go to different camps, and especially like European fighters, you can learn different things. When I was in Montreal, and oh my gosh, light heavyweight that knocks everybody out.
Well, we were literally talking about him. Yeah, Arter.
Better BF.
Yeah.
Better BF. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was in camp with Better BF. Not sparring. I had somebody there sparring with him. I wouldn't spar that guy. He's
huge.
Yeah. Yeah. But when I watched him, he would tape his hands. His hands would be taped, and at the end, he would cut the wraps off, and then he would put them underneath the ring. And the next day he'd come, he'd just grab the same ones and then just put the tape over them. It's just like, oh, that's brilliant. Instead of re-gauzing your hands each time, he would only gauze them once, and then he'd cut them off and just reuse them for like a week. And I was like, that's brilliant. Is there anything that you've learned from these European fighters and some of these great champions that you've kind of now used in your training?
Well, with Billy, when I'm training in Toronto, we do that with the guys. We use 2 weeks a week. We do that tape thing. Out here, though, Marco, he wraps me up every day and gauzes me up just because I don't want to have hand problems. We also wear like a hand gel. Like Marco has this like knuckle thing that he puts over it's like a gel kind of pad.
Yeah.
And he puts that over my knuckles. I've never had a hand problem ever, so we just keep doing what we're doing. That's like what works. But watching these guys train every day, you pick up little things from each and every one of them, and diet things, all that stuff. Like I have a nutritionist in the UK, Greg. I use him, but you just pick up little things from every single guy with training methods, all that stuff. Like I hear the programs that Loma used to do is insane, and then I see what Alex does, and I see what Mean Machine does. So I pick up on everything, little bits here and there.
Man.
And
yeah, you run the champions.
Sometimes it's just like even strength and conditioning too, right? Like,
yeah, cool.
All kinds of things.
So I don't know if you know this, but my very own Sonia here is gonna have. She's never had a fight. She's gonna have a fight on her 50th episode. She's gonna get in the ring and fight with someone. And
You won't tell me who.
I'm not telling you. All of her training happens right here. So every time we have a guest, we ask them to kind of show her a little something. She learns it, and she learns very quickly, actually.
Oh, well, that's good news.
You learn
I appreciate that.
We'll be able to handle going.
That's an entirely different thing.
But we're gonna. It's kind of our experiment to see, can you train somebody for just like 10 minutes a day and get them to fight in a ring with a trained killer?
Yeah.
We're gonna find out.
Cool. That really, I'm narrowing it down now. Okay, I've taken the list from 30 people to like 25.
25 people.
5 people off the list that I don't feel are killers.
Are you sparring them or an actual fight?
He doesn't tell me much. Sid's really good at I have a plan for you, and then he just walks away.
Yeah, we haven't even told her how many rounds she's gonna have to go yet.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's gonna be epic.
I'm just gonna show up that day and be like, here's my life insurance policy and my will. Please take care of me at the end of the day.
So what I'm going to ask from you is, what is one of your favorite punches to throw? Yeah, what's one of your favorite punches to throw?
I throw my jab like crazy.
What?
I would have to say my
I
jab's
like
my
it.
favorite.
Now, did you ever count how many jabs you've thrown around?
No, no,
Okay.
but I know against Leonardo Tyner, I think I was throwing like on average each round like 50 to 100 punches around.
It's
Like,
a good.
I was pretty active for that 8 round fight. It went all 8 rounds, but I knew I had to be active for that. But
Wow.
no, I don't even count. But my jabs when I'm on the pads and sparring, Marco has me jabbing like it's just like casual, right? It just becomes casual. It doesn't get tired, my jab arm. But that's
Well,
my
that's good. You shouldn't.
I say to my guys, the jab should be like breathing. It's just like taking a breath, and like it shouldn't exhaust you. It's just cadence, rhythm.
man.
Just
It sets
consistent.
everything up. It makes you
Oh,
comfortable.
wait. That's what I should have done. Since we can have the luxury of multiple angles today, let's do it up. As I drop everything.
So we'll show you, and Sonia's gonna look like a southpaw, but she's not.
Like,
She's not that.
telling people
She's not that fortunate.
Stop telling people I'm not a southpaw. I really like when everyone thinks I'm a southpaw.
All right, so we'll throw a couple of jabs. Feel like yeah.
Man, the jab sets everything up. It's like when you're calm, just makes you calm.
Stay calm with that.
We fell down.
It happens.
Now, do you throw double jabs and triple jabs, or mostly just singles?
No, I throw everything. Yeah, double jabs, triple jabs. Because when you start changing up the pace of the jab, and when they're getting hit with that one single jab, and then you come with 2 or 3, and then you're following up with right hands or even left hooks right away. You know, it really they can't time you. So it's like that's my favorite thing to do because I just keep everybody at range with it, and then you could just fucking, you just push the fight the way you want to do it. You control the fight with your jab. Like that's how it always was. I remember when was it Vernon Forrest beat Mosley, their first fight,
Yes.
and Mosley was like a killer at the time, so fast, and like everybody was like, "How do you deal with the speed?" And then Forrest just jabbed him the whole fight, like, and threw him right off. And that's how literally it's the truth. That's how it is, man. When guys are fast, they're hard punchers. As soon as they go to open up on a combination, you hit them with a jab. You stop them in their tracks, and then you throw them right off.
Yeah. Yeah. Timing, right?
Timing.
You wanna beat speed, timing, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's.
Tyner just
We're gonna do a
joined.
triple
What's
jab.
up, Tyner?
Not a lot of people.
Oh, I don't think I've ever done a triple jab. Okay.
When was the last time you've seen a triple jab? Not a lot of people can throw a triple jab.
Yeah, I don't think it's not something I see very often.
No, it's not. So we're gonna do a triple jab.
Okay,
Thanks, Tyner.
I'm gonna get some advice first.
please do.
On the triple
Main server
jab.
just joined too. Hey, Leonardo Tyner just joined.
Leonardo.
Back on December. What's up? So,
Shut up, Leonardo. On the triple jab, are we going to bring it all the way back after each one, or are we going to go all the way out halfway back?
the proper way would you want to bring it all the way back, but I don't think I'd bring it all the way back all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to try to bring it all the way back.
All the way back. So,
Mm-hmm. And is it the same cadence on each jab? So that, or is it like, or
it's like that. Yeah, it's change of pace. It's never.
okay? Let's do that.
It all depends on where the guy's moving and all that shit.
What? That was it. You did it.
I did it? Oh my God. I'm so proud of myself today.
It's just making
I'm
me
so
sick.
tired today, too. Oh my God.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Okay.
Now throw your right
Okay, now
hand after that. Then you drop the right hand. You drop the right hand. You land 3 jabs. If you land 2 of those 3 jabs, you're dropping right hand after it's landing.
Drop the right hand.
I feel like I haven't had the chance to even fake punch you for so long.
I said jabbing is like breathing, it doesn't mean that you don't breathe. You still need to breathe. You're like, oh, breath here.
Okay, so I am probably compared to that. Mainly because I still can't breathe properly.
Oh.
So I don't want to breathe and then be like, and cough all over you.
Okay. All right. Okay. So
I'm trying to be honest about it.
Okay. So
100% I was holding my breath.
exhale from your mouth just a little bit. All right. Ready? Okay. There you go.
Okay.
One more thing. Let me get that two. Is that two like the killer two, or is it just about getting the timing? Like, is it pop, 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 or is it pop? You're just trying to land
No,
on
it's
two.
just landing it. The timing is what's going to do the damage.
Okay,
You don't want to
so
load up
now-
too much. You don't want to telegraph it. You know, like you're already throwing 3 punches and then you're dropping in a right hand. So it's like.
So it's more about the flow. You got to get the flow. Pop, 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 pop. All right, let's go.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so I've never listened to Billy. So, like, if I'm going to encourage her and pump her up, like what kind of, like, am I,
Ooh.
what, is he like,
He's just so loud and energetic.
like, come on, like, bring it, let's go. No, or is he
Yeah,
a
you
little
got,
more
some,
belligerent than
you got
that?
some swear words in there too.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah. I will pay to see you do that.
yeah, okay. That's on a different episode.
Episode.
Different episode.
That's late nights. Late nights
All right,
song.
that's good.
Okay.
Okay, let it go. Pop, 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 pop.
Okay.
Pop, 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 pop. All right, let's go. Let's go. Yeah, come on. That's it. Keep her up. And stop with her. Yeah, come on. Yeah, that's it. Come on. Break her nose. Come on.
Oh, I missed the
Look at that.
third
I said
one.
break her nose, and that's it. Awful timing.
panic.
She panics. Yeah, he's.
So
But honestly,
when's the sparring match? When's their fight?
we got about another 25 episodes. You got about 25 more episodes to practice.
You got time. She looks good,
I
though.
appreciate the honesty. Feel free to call in any time and give me more tips.
Yeah, you look
But-
fine, though.
She did pretty good.
Yeah.
But did you see though when I called for you panicked, like it got into you. How do you? Because this is something that again, until you're in the ring in these moments, understanding what it takes to not you see the moment and you want to seize it, and if you go for it, it's not there, or you tense up. Guess what happens?
Right?
You're the one that's sleeping.
That's it.
How do you manage that? How do you manage seeing the opportunity but knowing that it's there to be seized? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta be composed. It's literally just you need rounds of sparring. That's the only way to learn how to fight is to actually fight. So you gotta get a lot of rounds in, and then the more rounds you get, the more comfortable you get. Usually after round 1, I'm comfortable and I'm in my groove, and then everything just flows. Like you just got to get in that groove though, and to do that is just to spar and spar. I'm not saying if you have a tough sparring day, then obviously take a few days off. But and when I'm in camp, I spar 3 times a week. So Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Unless you have a
hold
really
on
tough day.
a second here. What you're telling me is it depends on. If we sit here and do our Mayweather, we can't learn to fight like this. We
What,
can't.
you mean I can't be a pro from that?
Come on, man. You can't. Come on, but it looks good though. And I'm this mess. That was my little. That was my little dig. That was my little dig.
You know where I think you know where you got that from. You've been reading Scully's posts too.
Some of these posts are good.
Yeah, Floyd's smart though. Floyd did that for the cameras and marketing, and that's what because nobody wants to watch just hand pads. Hand pads are boring to watch, you know. So Mayweather had added his fun things to it, and then but Mayweather's putting rounds in the gym sparring like the dog house is crazy. Yeah, and then who knows what he's doing off cameras with pads because they won't show. They didn't show certain things, right? And then he only showed him when it's bag work. He would just be touching the bag and putting his punches in like 500 punches, something like that, 1,000 punches each hand.
Yeah, 40 minutes of great bag work, like just
fancy skipping, but not like the hard
talking
skipping.
to the camera, like just it's the show. He's the showman. He's the show. Like
he's the best to ever do it.
But that's what
The reason for that, he's the best to ever do it in boxing, and I think he's the best boxer of all time. But he's also just the best marketer. Everything. You won't see a pay-per-view king like him ever again. I don't think.
I agree. But what's his name? Jake Paul's getting close. Sorry, man. I had to drop that.
I don't know if we can talk for the rest of the day.
Okay.
We can't talk to Sid anymore today.
All right. So here's the time. We're going to finish up here. And this is the rapid fire. We get to ask you one question about anything, and then you have to answer. All right. So we're going to ask you a question here. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
I'll go first.
Oh, you're ready to go.
I'm ready to go today. Okay. So, well, you know what it was that got me? California. So I got excited. Okay. It is the weekend. You have no camp. It's your weekend to do what you want to do. What are you going off to do? Anything you want. There's no limit to like cost. You don't have to worry about anything. What are you going off to do?
What I usually do is I sit at home, but if I had anything to do, I guess I would go down to LA and go out. But I came out here not to go out, so I stay home and stay out of trouble.
Nice. All right, mine's a multiple choice. I haven't done a multiple choice in a long time.
I've done multiple choice in a while.
All right.
Good.
So, the Under Armour, the Rocks brand. So you know the Rock brand, all right? So Under Armour, Roots of Fight, or Nike. If you had the word T-shirt, which T-shirt are you wearing? Nike. Oh, you don't like the Rock brand?
Under Armour's nice, but Nike's so consistent.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what fancy? I have my Nikes on today. These are my fancy Fly E's.
Yeah.
That's fancy shit.
I was so happy when I got them.
Are you a shoe guy? Do you like shoes?
When I was a kid, I used to be more like high school, more into them, but now I don't really care that much.
How about your boxing? How about your boxing shoes? Like what?
I wear Venoms. Venom's my favorite by a lot.
Really? I have not tried the Venoms.
They're the best. They're expensive, but they're the best by far.
Okay.
Something to look into.
It is something to look into.
It is something to look into.
I've worn their gloves, like just randomly, but their boxing shoes. I will, on your recommendation, I'll take a look into it for sure.
Take a look at them. They're the best by far. I think they're the best by far. I've used every single shoe, but I really like the Venoms a lot. Glove wise, it's winning. Winning's the best for gloves.
Yeah. I agree. So is that what you wear in your fights? You wear the no. Winning doesn't do.
They do fight gloves, but they do fight gloves, but they're not. They're more of a boxer glove. I know when Mayweather had his hand problems before he went to Grants, he was wearing Winnings.
Yeah.
I've seen them before. People like recently wearing them, but they're very rare. People don't wear them usually. I like wearing the 1910s are nice, and Reyes, the Everlast 1910s.
Oh yeah. Puncher's gloves.
Yeah.
The Reyes. Yeah. You don't want to. If you're a boxer, you do not want to wear Reyes. You like, man, you get hit with those Reyes gloves.
Yeah, they're very small, especially 8 ounces. The 8-ounce ones are very tiny.
Good to know.
Listen, just want to thank you so much for taking the time to catch up with us, especially between your training sessions. Love hearing Canadian boxers going out, chasing their dreams, connecting with good people who understand the fight game. That's massive, and you're doing that. So just with the background you have, with the desire you have, and with the team that you have around you, I know that you're going to be a name and a force to be reckoned with, and just wishing you all the best and continued success.
Thank you.
We will keep an eye out and definitely tag us in posts that are especially local, Toronto, Niagara. Let us know, and we'll be out and we'll catch the next one.
We'll support you. Yeah, you got for sure. New fans all the way.
You guys, thank you for having me on.
All right.
Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you have a great training day, man.
Yeah, have a good one.
Bye.
Have a good one. All right, guys, we'll be back in 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Are we gonna have 2 cameras in 2 weeks like we do today?
I don't know. Maybe we should start getting fancy. Should we start getting fancy?
Angles.
I don't.
myself up on that Orthodox.
So drop a comment and let us know
If you like the two
if you
cameras.
like 2 camera angles. Are you checking your flex from both? This is the best thing ever. Okay, maybe we're gonna do this just for fun. All right, guys. Have a great day. We'll see you.
See ya.